live. Yo, what's up, everybody? I am Arn Hawaii, esports producer here at Chess.com. I'm with Japanese tutor, streamer, YouTuber. Like, you're kind of everywhere, man. You're a chess coach. Like, you do a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so here we are. This is the tournament arc pre-tournament hype show where we're going to go over a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about what the tournament is. We're going to have guests. In fact, I want to go ahead and just kind of like mention what's coming up in the show later, right? We've got a special guest before we start talking with some of the players. Jammers, who is known in the fighting game community as a player, as a commentator, and now he is also sharing his passion about anime as a podcast that has a bunch of episodes out already. So you guys will learn a little bit more about that. And then after that, we are going to be meeting with 3 of the competitors in the tournament art competition, Sea-Dog, VA, Anime-Man, and Giguk, who also have a podcast of their own, Trash Taste. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And then we have a special treat. We told the Twitterverse that if we got enough likes, Danny Wrench would give a shot at dubbing some anime. So we are actually going to premiere that video live on the show. So that's coming up later. But before that, let's talk about what the tournament arc is. It's a chess competition between 8 of the most popular anime YouTubers. So the story goes that Sea-Dog sent out a tweet saying, we need an anime YouTuber chess tournament. And that got some pretty serious response from the anime community. So Chess.com actually reached out to see if we could help. And from that, we turned it into a real deal thing. We got a $5,000 prize fund that's going to be split among all 8 competitors based on their performance in a single elimination bracket. So, JT, they're going to be playing rapid chess, which is the actual time control is going to be 10 minutes on the clock with a 5 seconds added every move they make. We call that an increment. So, you know, these players, they're beginners, right? Most of them are new to chess, with the exception of Sea-Dog, which we'll talk a little bit about that later. But what is that like for a beginner, right? To have to deal with this clock. It's not like when you're at home and you just got your board out with your friends and you could take a million years to make a move, right?
Right. I think the dynamic is very interesting for a beginner. One, we think about chess as a slow game. And when we think about that, we can take years just to make moves, right? Like I can make a move, go get a bag of chips, come back, and just do whatever. But now there's going to be a lot of pressure on them because they only have 10 minutes. And most of them, haven't really developed an opening theory yet, or maybe they have, maybe they've been working. So it's a really interesting dynamic to see. I hope that they can use their time wisely.
Yeah, 10 minutes seems like a lot of time, especially with online chess when there are people playing 1-minute games and like just like crazy fast chess. But I think as a beginner, just that added pressure also of the tournament, that's not going to feel like an eternity at all. That might go by really fast. So we're going to see, we're probably going to see blunders, let's be honest. And we're probably going to see flagging, right? Although with that increment, it makes it a little difficult to just flag somebody, right? To make them run out of time.
I mean, you might get a panic situation where somebody might be like, "Oh, 5 seconds is not enough," and then they'll flag from there. So that happens actually a lot, even in high level chess.
Well, before we get to our interviews, I just want to run through, let's talk about each of the players one at a time. So, starting with the man, Sea-Dog VA, who really inspired this whole thing to get off the ground with that tweet. He is actually the only competitor who has, I guess you could call it professional chess experience. What do you know
Yeah,
about that so far?
I watched their Trash Taste podcast where they talk about him going to tournaments and representing his country. Um, that was back when he was a kid, and it's been years since he's played. So, although I think he's a tournament favorite, if he's not working as hard as some of the other players, there might be a chance for an upset.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at his game, and I've, he and I would say are maybe similarly rated. He might actually be a little bit stronger, but going through the game history, there are some mistakes that are made too. I've watched some of those streams, so if the other players in this competition, can capitalize on any mistakes or inaccuracies, it's possible they could still defeat him.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to Giguk, and I really like his parodies. He did this guide to the coronavirus video, which you also got a chance to check out, right?
Oh yeah, no, it was amazing. It was the quality. Oh, it was great.
And just yesterday, we had Mother's Basement did his training with GM Canty. He does some really, really cool stuff. And we're actually going to do a little bit of a highlight video that we'll show you guys later with some of the individual players doing their training. Mother's Basement actually got hooked up with a nice raid yesterday after the Speed Chess Championship Grand Prix. And people were able to discover his channel. Next up on the list is Rebel House. This guy, oh my gosh, dude, he writes his own scripts for anime skits that are animated with machinima, or he just gets a bunch of people to revoice scenes from popular anime and completely recontextualize them. It's I'm a fan of Mystery Science Theater, and I kind of compared it to that. Let's take something that's already made, but make it better and make it different. And I've watched his improvement over the course of the training streams. He could be a wild card, I think.
Yeah, I saw some of his games after, and he has some good stuff going.
You think he's going to be a good foil for the Anime Man in that first round?
Can I have no comment?
Okay. We're going to let Joey talk about that in a little bit. So let's move on and talk about Rustage. Now, this guy's probably, oh my gosh, the talent coming out of this individual, not just his rap videos, which are amazing, but also I even got a chance to do a little bit of talking about chess with him the other day. And, he sells himself really short on Twitter, but I think he could be the real person to watch here as an underdog. He's got chances. I've seen him do some excellent, accurate chess.
So he was on my stream yesterday, and he does play some accurate chess. And he won a game while on my stream, and we were just kind of vibing, and he's just amazing, and the talent that's oozing from him. You have to go watch his videos. It's amazing work that he does.
His videos are incredible, and I am definitely going to keep a close eye on how he does. Obviously, I have to. I mean, I'm hosting the tournament, so we're gonna keep an eye on their games. But I'm gonna say I might. I'm not supposed to say partial because I'm a host, but I might be rooting for Rustage a little bit. Let's move on to Super EYEPATCH. This dude's content is it's unlike anything else I've watched in sort of the anime YouTube sphere. He dives into the real depths of storytelling. What is good storytelling? And it's not just a surface review of this anime or that anime. It's what makes them good, right? Deep down.
I really want to dive more into that because I watched JoJo 4 times and I couldn't get into it. And it wasn't until the 5th time where I actually understood what was happening in the first few episodes that it made me realize it was a great anime. So I'm definitely going to watch his content and really see how to identify a good anime so I can keep watching more.
Yeah, he does this one about Satoshi Kon and Perfect Blue, and just the themes of living in this realm where everybody's kind of online and content creators in their own way. And it's just it's super, super, super good stuff. If you really like to dig into the detail of how to construct a story, this guy does these mini documentaries almost on his channel. So definitely go check him out. And we'll move on and talk about Sid Snap. Oh my gosh. Just so much personality. She did this crazy video where she just said the same phrase over and over again for an hour. And I don't know. It's just, I love people that dare to do something like that online. And I mean, what do you think? You've You did your coaching with Sid, correct?
Yes. I really think that she's just a doer. Whatever she wants to do, she'll just do it. And I think she's a really big wild card in this tournament as well. Because if she puts her mind to it, like she was playing some high quality chess. And she's definitely a wild card in this to actually win, I think.
If I try to just like guess about people's playing style in chess based on their personality, I'm gonna say she is gonna be an attacker. Am I wrong about that?
You are not wrong. You are not wrong. And she finds accurate moves. So hopefully, if she finds all of the right accurate moves, it's gonna be tough for some of the competitors.
Well, last up is one of your one of the last of the 4 students that you had, Anime Man. Tell me a little bit about Joey.
Oh man, he's amazing. When I showed him and we were kind of like doing our coaching session, we started off like kind of like low energy, but then as he got more and more into it, oh man, you can see his eyes like widen and like I'm learning. I'm actually learning, and I think the dedication that he puts into everything that he does will shine. Like, oh man, it's gonna be great.
Well, we've talked about the field, and so now we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we will be joined by Jammers, fighting game commentator, anime fan, and podcaster. So before we do that, I'd like to share some of the highlights of the training streams that each of our competitors have gone through. So enjoy the video, and we will be back in a few moments with Jammers.
Big shout out as well to Aaron. I don't know his last name, but big shout out to Aaron anyway at Chess.com.
Aaron Hawaii, we call him.
Oh, Aaron Hawaii. Yes, his last name is Hawaii. So Aaron Hawaii, he's also involved with another event that's coming up, I think, in early August. There's going to be like a tournament arc anime event on Twitch as well, featuring 8 anime streamers.
How can the knight reach the f6 square in 2 moves? Oh, that's easy. Oh! Wow, I did not see that.
Be like, do over dramatize and be very anime character like he moved there. What do I do next? What is my next move? And then I do like a flashback. I do a flashback to the training session I'm about to have now. And he's like, when they move like this, you do this. And I'm like, yes, that's what he said. That's what my master taught me.
And let's say I defend this square though. Now how do you proceed? Now your trick is gone. I have eliminated your trick.
So the next move would be to resign?
That is one. That is one move.
All right. You're going to love this phrase.
Okay.
That rook is pinned to the king, right?
It's true, yeah.
I'm going to teach you a phrase. It's called PP on the PP. Put pressure on the pinned piece.
Okay.
Maybe like F3? Would that be it?
Okay. All right. So we're gonna play this move on the board. We're gonna look at it really hard. We're gonna stare at it. We're gonna remember it, and then we're never gonna do it ever again in life. Okay. So F3 here.
Are you a fan of JRPGs by any chance? Like
Yes,
a really
I am.
big fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Because this is very indicative of your playing style. You're playing a one-player game. You're playing a one-player game in chess.
No,
So,
I
like, if it works out for you-
totally am. Oh, shoot. Chess.com just rated the stream, and now I got a whole bunch of people can watch me be bad at chess.
Okay. No, I know. I don't know what to do, though. I only have... I just gave up my queen. I might as well be... No, anyway.
All right, everybody, we're back, and we are being joined now by the man, Jammers. How's it going?
Greetings, everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. So
Great, thank you.
So you're known as a fighting game commentator. What kind of games or events have you covered?
So basically, I commentate mainly Street Fighter V, which is Capcom's flagship fighting game title. and which they actually got new announcements that happened earlier today, which is great. Woo! So I can got something to look forward to. I've commentated other games like Dragon Ball Fighters, BlazBlue Cross Tag, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, all those anime titles, but I'm primarily known for Street Fighter V. And some of the events I've done, I've commentated at the World Finals back in 2018, which was in Las Vegas. I commentate various events that happen around Europe, obviously before the coronavirus hit us. So like places like Sweden, France, Denmark. And I do a couple of things domestically as well, like local events. So this job has definitely taken me different parts of the world, and I totally love it.
Awesome. So I want to ask you about the podcast, about AMO. So how did that end up getting started?
So I said in my introductory episode that this was a long time coming, because for years on years, people are asking, Jammers, why are you talking to me about anime and manga and you're not doing something on a wider scale, a bigger perspective? And I thought for me, it wasn't the right time or the right place to do it, because I was busy building up a career, doing other things like studying, so on and so forth. And then despite things that happened this year, Chris from Tenno Media, shout outs to Chris, he hit me up and said, I want you as part of my podcast network to cover anime and manga. And people just kept recommending your name. And I thought this year, despite all that's happened, like I said, it's the right place and the right time to do it. And because I have all the content at home, I've got a massive collection. So I thought, hey, let's get on board and let's do it. And it's actually been pretty fun so far. I'm dabbling into new waters with the whole podcast thing, but it's enjoyable so far.
Awesome. JT, let me throw the floor to you.
So I know that you're an amazing Poison player. I've seen your work. Yeah. I did a little bit of I did a little bit of Street Fighter 4 and 5, and
okay,
was Capcom 3. That's what I went to tournaments for back in the day. Actually.
Okay.
So have you ever thought about like trying games like chess to improve your like other areas, like fighting games, like using the chess mentality to go into fighting games and try to improve?
That's definitely an interesting question, because anything that is competitive PvP, right, it's going to involve some sort of strategy and some counteractions, etc., etc. And I actually thought about playing chess or even poker as well a couple of months back. I tried playing chess earlier this month, and boy, I just lost to the CPU on the easiest difficulty. So I said, maybe I'm going to put this down, because with fighting games, it's quick decision making, it's snappy, you have to have reactions and so on and so forth. Chess, it's more methodical and a lot slower, and I'm used to just doing things a lot quicker at a very fast pace. So I'm still considering getting back into chess, because I want to, like you said, have those transferable skills for the mindset to go to another area and go, right, can I use this mindset elsewhere, maybe at a slower pace and a different kind of game? So I definitely want to bring about chess again.
Yeah, and we actually see a lot of crossover between the viewers that watch chess on Twitch and also watch poker. That's one of the categories where we share a lot of the same viewership. So there's definitely I think an interest with people who really care about competing to find inspiration in other games, right? And sort of inform the way that they structure things. But let's get back to AMO for a second. So I was listening to, I think, episode 3.
So
and
that must have been Immortal Hounds.
Yes, yes. And by the way, I am so ready to buy that and read it. But so because of your recommendation, I know publishers are going to be happy to hear that. But
great.
So I think you mentioned in that episode or another one, you have about 60 anime or manga that are already kind of lined up on your list of things you want to talk about on the podcast. Like, how do you go about deciding what you're going to cover on your show?
So my sister, shout out to my sister, Kelsey, she helped me, when I told her about this whole idea in the first place, she helped me map this out, because I think now I've got over 80 different titles. Oh, that's manga alone. I think there's over 30 or 40 different animes. So she separated the two and she said, right, you can do what you do with these lists. So I had a list of basically underrated, underappreciated pieces of work that I wanted to cover first, just to test the waters to see how people think of the podcast. And then once people get into that and engrossed in it, I'll go, right, here's the must reads, the must watch titles that we're going to talk about. And I think I'm on recording the 8th or 9th episode next week. But once I've done 10 episodes, I'll be like, right, here are the ones that you got to read and watch, like Gantz, Psycho Pass, Ghost in the Shell, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop. But with those lists, I sometimes I wake up on a Sunday morning, because I do my recordings on Monday, and I go, do you know what? we're going to talk about this today. Or if someone recommends me something different, they go, Jammers want you to talk about this. I go, I'll note it down, make a couple of quick notes here and there. And I like to try to have these animes or mangas as a foundation and kind of try and relate them to real life stuff or real life situations, because I like giving people the whole food for thought. Listen to the podcast, walk away and go, do you know what? That's an interesting take. I didn't think of that. So if I can get that to the make sure the message is clear to the listeners and they want to come back for the next episode, that's perfect. But for the most part, I just want people to see works that are underrated, you know, not the Bleach, the Narutos, or the One Pieces. I want you guys to check out more deeper, more sophisticated things.
Speaking of underrated, I feel like probably a lot of our competitors are underrated in this tournament. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about the spirit of this, of Tournament Arc on Chess.com, of like combining the subcultures, right? Of like chess players and anime content creators. Like in a way, you live in those worlds, right? Of like competitive, like game competition, anime fandom, and like, do you have any thoughts about like the process or the goals behind organizing events that merge subcultures like that?
So first of all, let me just shout out Aaron, because like putting this together is not easy. So a big thank you to him for making sure you guys got the entertainment you guys deserve with all the people around the world involved in this. But I was thinking about this because I think this was the most trickiest question that I was trying to answer. Now, these kind of events, especially with the Tournament Arc chess tournament you put together, I think it's better on a much smaller scale. If you've done this like a San Diego Comic-Con or an MCM that happens in the UK, I don't think it would work because you don't want it when two communities are forced together at large, because A, you don't want both communities to hate each other, which will then kind of diverge to them hating the organizers for trying to have this new idea. Because your idea at large sounds amazing on paper, but when you do it in practicality, it might just be a complete like rubbish show. So
and don't write off the possibility of that happening with this one.
Listen, hey, it's gonna come from you first. If it sprouts into something big, if it flourishes into something big, we have to give the credit to you.
I was gonna say don't write it off as it's totally possible that this thing is a complete disaster, but
it's like you got 8 people here. So, and it's like you got some iconic people in the anime community. You got people up and coming as well. And I think this is a perfect way to show off their skills and just experiment, test the waters. Because again, small scale with big people. That's a very good combination, in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that. So, before we let you go, I want to make sure that people can find your podcast. So, how do they go about getting into AMO?
Okay, so I believe there's 2 ways of finding the Ammo podcast. The first one is head on Spotify and basically type in anime, manga, and opinions, and it should come up with my logo, which Aaron has showed you guys. The other way is if you go to the Tenno Media website, which is 10-o.gg, there'll be a podcast section on there. And then when you see that, you should see 4 or 5 episodes of my podcast available. We recorded more ahead of time just to be ahead of schedule. And there's a healthy amount of content for you guys to listen to. And anyone who does listen, any sort of feedback, whether it's minuscule or at large, anything, it'll be much appreciated, because we want to make sure this works and we continue to do this going forward.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate you joining us. JT, any last words?
Yeah, and the Ammo podcast is amazing. So I've heard a few episodes of it, and he did one on Classroom of the Elite. And
it's one of my favorites, baby. More people should look at it.
I was listening to it, and I went to Crunchyroll and I was like, look, I need to watch this. And turns out I already watched it. But he gave a different perspective of it. I was like, wait, I didn't see this. I didn't actually understand this. So I loved what you did. I loved your work.
I've seen it. I've watched it like 8 times now. And every time I watch it, it's something new. And I was like, I need to talk about this. Someone needs to see this other than me. I can't be talking to a brick wall.
It's a great job on that, honestly.
Thank you.
Well, Jammers, thank you so much for joining us, man. And everybody, please go check out the AMO podcast. And it's late for you, so I'll let you get to bed, I guess.
Thanks for having me. I'm going to be up for like another 2 or 3 hours anyway. I'm literally in the UK on American hours, so it's all good.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, take care.
And we are going to be back in just a moment with the guys from Trash Taste. But before we do, I promised that we would debut Danny's. Oh my gosh, dude, this was so much fun to record. You're about to have an idea because I'm going to play it for everybody right now.
Oh, I'm excited.
Here we go. Enjoy. And when we come back, the team from Trash Taste.
And this
What's he doing?
is to go even further beyond.
Hey everybody, Danny Wrench back again here for Chess.com. Super excited, like all of you, for Chess.com's tournament arc, the event coming up with 8 of the most famous and incredible anime YouTubers on the planet. And because we sent out a tweet that said if we got enough likes, I would dub some anime, my producer has informed me that we're about to dub some anime. I have no idea what I'm about to be shown or even how this process works, but thanks for playing along. Hopefully you tune in to the tournament arc event starting on August, I don't know the date, just totally screwed that up. What's the date? August 8th? 6th. Are you still recording? Okay, let's do it. Let's do the anime.
Okay, cool. So your script is there on the left, and then if you play on that clip, it'll play the real clip. So you'll hear the original voice actor, and you'll hear the whole original scene. And that way you can kind of like study that a few times, play it over a few times, get a sense of like when you speak, when to wait, when you speak, when to wait. And then when you feel ready, we'll switch that clip out for one that takes the voice out that you're doing.
So you want me to watch this a few times?
Yeah, go ahead and watch.
Mina, say hi.
Oh, hello, Imari. It's you again?
Let's eat lunch together. Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were in the bathroom too long.
You ate it during the class, didn't you? The school bell just went off. You can't finish such a big lunchbox.
What in the world is this? I love it.
Say hi.
Hello, Amari. You again. I gotta go a little fast on this one, but I like it. Okay, we ready? Oh, hello, Amari. It's you again.
Let's eat lunch together. What? Did you already eat it?
I'm sorry. You were in the bathroom too long.
You ate it during the class, didn't you? The school bell just went off. You can't finish such a big lunchbox. Benassi, what's wrong?
None of your business.
Did you bring 2 lunchboxes to school?
You always want something in your mouth.
Hey, where are you going?
It's none of your business. Don't ask.
You've got rice on your face.
It's funny. Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
I vow to never pee again.
Is it too late to abort?
Booyah! Bet you wish you'd given me an allowance now.
I wish I'd given you a diaper today.
Give me an allowance.
It's only been an hour.
Allowance.
What are you, the Gandhi of urine?
Oh, that's so good. Wait, you want me to do the shaking? I'll just act it out. Give me an allow. All right, let's do it. Until you give me an allowance.
Oh yeah? What?
I vow never to pee again.
Is it too late to abort?
Booyah! I bet you wish you'd give me an allowance now.
I wish I'd given you a diaper today.
Give me an allowance.
It's only been an hour.
Allowance.
What are you, the Gandhi of urine?
Give me an allow. Give me an allow.
Okay, so this one, we're not gonna do the whole thing, but I want you to see the whole original clip to get a sense of like what's happening in the story.
And this, what's he doing? Is to go even further beyond.
Okay, I get it.
And this
What's he doing?
is to go even further beyond.
I'm pretty sure you can tell what the challenge here is.
Yeah.
Try to see if you can get that power up,
Yeah.
like power up yell that whole time until the clip ends. That's like 11 seconds.
And this. What's he doing? Is to go even further beyond.
Are you good? You feel you got what you want? Okay, then let's leave it at that then.
Good one, huh?
I better have water in my mouth for this one. Just spilled water on myself. Now the shirt. Hold on. Evan, if you could edit that out, that'd be sweet.
You really think of... No.
No, lick. Lick. Here, we did it. Well, anime fans, I hope that was as awkward for you as it was good for me. That got interesting, but either way, I know that the Chess.com tournament arc is also going to be interesting. Make sure you tune in on August 6th when all the action begins. Click on the information below. We've got a link to the official tournament guide with all the answers to whatever questions you might have. And let us know in a comment who you're rooting for. My boy Connor, that's the guy I'm rooting for. Let's hope he doesn't get knocked out in the first round. But we'll see everybody tuning in on August 6th for the Chess.com tournament arc.
All right, everybody, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that. And now we are with the guys from Trash Taste. We got the Anime Man, Sea-Dog VA, and Giguk. What's up, guys?
Yo.
Hello.
Welcome. So, I want to ask you all first about Trash Taste. So, like, how did this get started? Obviously, you guys have your own channels on YouTube, but somebody had to say something to someone at some point about doing something like this, right?
This is you two, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've had the idea for ages because we've been friends outside of our YouTube channels for a few years now, and I don't know, the idea just came along naturally, and we've had the idea that we've wanted to create something like this for a long time, but the biggest problem is that we were separated geologically by it because we lived in different countries, and then last year. When it got confirmed that we were all able to move and live in Japan, we were like, okay, well, this is got to happen now. This is a thing where we can actually make it happen. But it's taken like how many months since we moved there before we were able to get everything set up?
Half a year,
right? Like 6 months at least. Like I think the pandemic mostly just screwed us over. Like we were supposed to start way earlier, but then the pandemic was like, no, you can't do anything. No fun allowed in 2020.
I think we would have actually been able to start recording like 2 months earlier because we had the place, but they just wouldn't give us the keys, right? Because of the pandemic or something.
Yeah.
So we actually would have been making 2 months more of Trash Taste, but.
So how many episodes have you guys got out so far?
Episode
publicly 9. I
10's coming out this weekend, right?
10's coming out this weekend. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite show or like a favorite discussion that you've had so far?
Ooh, that's
I kind of want each of you, like maybe because you have different things. Like Joey, what do you think?
I think maybe the second episode we ever did, which where we talked about I guess like our different perspectives on how we've been living in Japan. Because I think all three of us kind of have experienced the country really differently. Like obviously I've spent a lot more of my time living in Japan compared to these two. So I think it was just cool to kind of like bounce off like, oh, you know, I think this part of Japan is very convenient, while someone else will be like, oh, I don't think it's as convenient as it seems. So I think that was like really cool because it kind of broaden like the introspective of like how people see Japan based on, you know, their upbringings and backgrounds and whatnot.
Yeah.
What about you, Connor? Favorite discussion? Favorite episode?
It's either the one with Chris or The Akihabara episode, that was really good. I like that one a lot.
Is that was that the shopping one?
Yeah, the one we went shopping with different angles. The fact that we managed to pull it off on such short notice, like we had like a week to put that together, like the permission for everything.
It was about a week. Our producer worked her fucking ass off to.
Yeah, she's like calling up every like figure store in Akihabara, being like, "Hey, can these 3 guys come in with cameras?" Like, and yeah, no, that was just a great episode. I thought it was so fun, and there was no aspect of making those videos and the podcast that was boring. I just thought it was so fun, all of it.
Yeah, the Akiba episode is probably what I was going to say as well. I had so much fun filming that, and seeing me going in with no strategy at all, and somehow like edging out
not losing
draw Connor. It just blew my mind how well that episode panned out, even though none of it was scripted and none of it was like planned at all.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite episode. It's not my favorite episode because I got destroyed.
For people at home who don't know, they came up with basically a shopping competition, right? Where you could earn points based on like how creative you were in spending your budget. And you guys also had some mystery challenges kind of component to that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which like challenges that you'd get in different stores. I mean, yeah, I think if watch the video, it's super self-explanatory, and it's really easy to watch.
And JT, you've had a chance to check out some Trash Day stuff too, right?
I binged it.
Binged it.
It was great. I have a question for you guys. Is there anything that people should keep an eye out for, like something that you're really excited that you've done?
We have like a bunch of future projects coming up,
Yeah.
but I don't think we want to give like too much away because we like to keep the element of surprise on YouTube. So
you got it.
There's gonna be some good stuff though. There's gonna be some interesting.
Yeah, we're only thinking of bigger and better ideas in the future.
So what's the easiest route for people to go check out Trash Taste?
Honestly, just YouTube Trash Taste, I think.
Yeah, I think a good introduction is actually our highlights channel, because most people aren't willing to sit through a 2-hour podcast. I'm surprised at how many people now are willing to sit through a 2-hour podcast. But if you just want to see our podcast broken down into like smaller bite-sized chunks, then you can head to our highlights channel where everything is separated into different topics. And then if you want to watch the whole thing, then go ahead. I think that's the best way.
Well, so JT, let's get into talking about the tournament a little bit. So you guys have had all 3 of you have trained with Japanese tutor, along with Sid Snap, and the other 4 competitors got an hour of training with National Master James Canty. So how did your coaching sessions go, and like what did your fans think? Was it too much for them watching you stream chess and get that coaching, or did they enjoy like the process? Like maybe Joey, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it just because I think out of the 3 of us here, like before the talks of this tournament even started, I had never even touched a chess piece in my life. So it was like actually completely new experience for me. And yeah, I tried to teach myself beforehand before I got in the coaching session with JT, but obviously JT schooled me really hard. Yeah, and like I don't know, it's really surprising. Like I didn't think my audience would be too into it, but they were like super invested into it. And I got a lot of people saying that after that coaching session they learnt a lot as well. Even the experienced players were like learning a lot of like the fundamental stuff again. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I think my chat really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna lose. I'll do my best, but at least I can say that I got some good coaching. So.
What about you, Gig? How's your 1.5 player chess strategy going?
Yeah, I actually went into the coaching chess session thinking I was pretty bad at chess. So I was surprised where we were just reviewing this very high level game, because I guess I was surprised that was the route that JT thought was best for me, but it was very, very helpful. Actually, it gave me a different perspective of how to think of the game, and I think my audience very much enjoyed it as well, because I don't stream often, so anytime I stream anyway, everyone enjoys watching the fact that I'm actually streaming for once. But compared to like my previous streams, people seem very, very engaged and very interested in chess as a whole, and it's also something that I've like found a new interest in as well, because I hadn't played since school before this tournament, so it's been very fun getting back into it.
And Connor, JT came prepared with some historic chess games as well for you guys to look at, right?
Yeah, I forgot. One of them was a Gary Kasparov game, right? Was it? And there was another one with some dudes who were at an opera or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
That's all I remember. Yeah, they were good games. I feel that I'm much smarter in like a puzzle sense, right? When I can see and I know there is a solution, but when it's my own games, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just moving things. Yeah, but overall, I mean, I really enjoyed our lesson. I think my viewers did too. I mean, they loved the PP on the PP. Great teaching method. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've got the W anyway. It was nice having a lesson to secure it.
Wow.
I don't think that comes as a surprise, honestly. I think the moment we all saw the lineup, I think it was pretty much guaranteed that you were going to get the W.
No. I was hoping that John would be a dark horse, but I looked at John's Chess.com account and I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm pretty fine.
Yeah, I think he's just a pony at this point.
I mean, I don't know. I
love you, John, but.
I've been watching every single one of these training streams, and I'd say there are actually a few dark horses in this tournament, potentially.
I think Gaunt plays really well sometimes, but then Gaunt will just play terribly at another game. It's
the worst move.
Yeah, Gaunt will do like a gigantic brain move followed by like throwing his queen. Like, it's like what he does.
That's me in a nutshell.
Well, JT, let me ask you. So have you been tracking your students' progress since your lessons, or you just have like faith that one of yours is going to make it all the way?
So yes, I've been looking at all of their games that they've played throughout. And honestly, I've seen some improvement. It was actually quite interesting because it was just a 1-hour lesson, but all of them have improved. It's amazing how much dedication and how much time they put into it. So I was really impressed, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Connor, I've got a next question for you. So, I've been watching all the activity on Twitter, and it seems like the Twitter sphere has decided that you're the villain in this storyline.
Yeah, I think I should be right. I mean, if I'm talking the most shit and I have the most experience, I feel that like I should be the one who. I don't want to be modest. I mean, that's no fun. The tournament needs a villain, so why not?
I mean, it sounds like you're at peace with that, or I don't know.
I'm fine with that. It's fun. I mean, the villain never gets to win, but we'll change that. We'll change that with this tournament.
No. All right. So, Gig, I want to show the bracket here for a second because I want to talk a little bit about your path coming up. So, I guess, who would you rather face between, Joey and Revel House? That is assuming that you make it past Mother's Basement.
I mean, we're going for the Trash Taste top 3, so I would like to face Joey. We've played once off stream with a physical chess. Well, not a physical chessboard actually, but we I think we played on a Switch. But it was actually a very close game.
I think we stalemated, right?
Yeah. We actually drew that game. And it wasn't a great game from either side. None of us felt good coming out of that game. We thought we both lost. But yeah, I would like to have a rematch with Joey just to redeem myself from that one game that we played.
I like to go from an IQ 2 game to maybe like an IQ 20 game if possible.
Yeah.
Well, now Gig is kind of
Well,
putting the pressure on you, Joey, to like make it past Rebel House to try to get this rematch.
Oh, I mean, even if like Gaunt doesn't make it into the semis, I just want to destroy D, just for personal gain, really, because I know D, like, I mean, great dude, really close with him, but I know that if he beats me in this, like, he's gonna live this up and will not stop reminding me for like the next couple of years about it. So just to stop him from doing that, because that's gonna get really annoying really quickly. I just want to, put him in his place, really.
Well, JT, what do you think about all this?
So this is most of you guys haven't played a tournament before, so just remember that it's one game at a time. Just take your time, and every game, every move is important. You guys only have 10 minutes with 5-second increments, so you don't have a lot of time, but really try to identify where your opponents make a mistake and try not to move too quickly.
I want to ask one other thing. So, Connor, there has been, we talked about Twitter before, but like, not only has there been obviously a lot of smack talk and a lot of people naming who they're supporting, but also like a lot of enthusiasm in the form of fan art. And are your fans like just a little too hype, or is it like the right amount of hype about this?
I love it, man. I love getting fan art. It's the right amount of hype. We need more fan art, if anything. The fan art's so good though so far. It's really impressive.
And
yeah, it's been really cool.
You even set me up with one of your fans that we commissioned to do the artwork for our matchup cards for the actual tournament. I mean, this is like,
oh damn,
this is awesome stuff.
That was clean.
Yeah,
that looked great. Oh my god,
damn, yeah,
that's cool.
That's
awesome.
The enthusiasm is real. I mean, I imagine all three of you have you obviously have very active communities, and so like have you all been receiving like a lot of I don't know, like what are people saying about the tournament? I mean, it kicks off tomorrow, but like where are they at right now?
Oh, that's hard. I think people are just generally excited for it. I mean, I mean, people have been watching my streams a lot. They're already excited for it. I'm sure whenever these guys stream as well, they have the same response from their viewers. Yeah, I just don't want to lose a game. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm sure my viewers are like, they want to see me fail because they always do. Maybe I'll blunder a queen.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen, everyone's pretty excited. Just not only because it's they're excited to see the tournament, but I think it's cool just to see a lot of anime YouTubers get together as well, because it's kind of rare that the community comes together for this kind of like big collaboration event. And also, I guess they're just excited to see people get clowned on. Because this is the closest that they've gotten to a chess anime, and we're playing up the chess anime route all the way.
Yeah,
sports anime route all the way. Sorry.
Well, JT, I'll give you the last question.
So, who do you guys expect from the left side of bracket? I know you guys got Trash Taste, so Trash Taste 3. So, who's that last player that you think will make it?
Well, it has to be either Sydney or Rostage, right? So, from what we've seen, because we've kind of every time we've gathered, we've been looking at everybody's games. I'd probably, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like that's what really, like, Sydney or Rostage could make it to the semis at this point. Like, I think they look pretty equal. I'd maybe think Rostage personally might pull through, but I really don't know. Right? Yeah, but I really don't know, because sometimes Sydney does like some really good moves in her games and then flubs it last minute. So
I've seen that Rustage has been playing like an insane amount of games.
Oh, dude, he's so stressed about this tournament. It's kind of funny.
I messaged him. I was like, bro, it's okay, man. It's just like for fun. Don't worry about it. And he's just like, no, dude, I gotta get good at chess. He's playing so much chess. I think he's playing more than anyone. I think.
He's playing a lot of games, and he is being super hard on himself. But I think he's a lot better than he thinks he is.
Yeah, I think he is. I mean,
I think just getting the stress gets one.
Yeah, I'd rather go against Sydney than Rustage, I think, because Sydney hasn't really been practicing that much.
Wow, the villain perspective.
Sydney's I mean Sydney's my fiance, so I'm gonna get destroyed if I don't cheer for her. But yeah, I've been definitely helping Sydney try to clean up her openings and get more of a basic theory behind her. And sometimes she really does some amazing moves that even I don't see. And then the next move, like me, she'll sometimes like me, she'll just flub her queen or something.
Yeah. I feel that.
Well, we are. I know I am super, super excited for this to kick off, which is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. First match is going to be Rustage versus Sid. So, Sea-Dog, you're going to know who you're going to have to deal with before you even play your games against Super EYEPATCH.
I know. That's good. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Because I'm probably going to beat whoever goes through. So, I mean, it's just comforting, I guess. You know, give me a little extra time to see who I get.
And
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I just play like not awfully and I play normally, I'm pretty sure I can win. Like, if I don't make big mistakes, I'm pretty sure I can win.
I think the same thing can be said for all of us, really.
Maybe. I don't know though. I've got that giga brain, right, for chess, monkey brain for music.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I should be fine. I don't know. At least on this side of the bracket, I think Gaunt is the one who I've played against who can probably give me the most trouble. I haven't played much against you, Joey.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever will, honestly.
I know. I feel like every time I play, we've played with a physical board. We've had like our own training arcs together, and I don't know. It's different playing with a physical board. I feel like I play with like 10% less brain power when I'm playing with a physical board, just because I'm so used to the Chess.com UI. That's it.
Do you find yourself standing like way above it so you get that direct down view?
Yeah, it's because the Chess.com UI is so clean that I sometimes look at the board and it's just like a mess of information that I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, it's like, why can't I draw arrows in real life and like pre-move stuff like that? Why can't I do that?
Yeah, why can I not rewind the previous 10 moves that happened so I can see?
Yeah, when we played in real life, you know what I missed the most? I'm like, damn, I want to know if that was a good move. I wish there was analysis on for this. Like, I want to know if that was like a big brain move or a dumb. I don't know.
Well, that's you got to bring that pencil and paper with you. Start doing notation, right?
I hated doing that as a kid.
Well, guys, I know it's early for you, and we'll let you get on with your day. And I guess we'll just sign off here and say, everybody, make sure that you stay tuned, because same channel tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, is the very beginning of the tournament. So I'm going to wish you all the best of luck. JT, thanks for co-hosting this show with me, and bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.